The update notes for this week are now here. Keep in mind this is for the Korean server and it gives details on the new guild raids for archbosses. And already the update to the material transmutation where we can get all of that, say, field boss gear, including your spectral set, forgotten set, royal set, vanguard set, imperial set, and there were also some exploit fixes with regards to some weapon skills, with Arena Season 2 ending at the end of this month. Just be aware, all of these things are not yet confirmed for global. These are the Korean patch notes. We'll have to wait for tomorrow to see if we get confirmation on these things. So if we quickly jump back to that Archboss Guild event and looking at the details, we'll be able to kill these guys, I believe, twice per week. You're going to need to use these recharge stones, of which you can only purchase 2 times per week. Now it doesn't actually show that we'll be able to fight Tevent here. There's no real confirmation on that. Only Queen Belandir. If we check Ion Silezium from 2025 April, you can clearly see she did say Guild Archboss Queen Belandir and Tevent. But yeah, it only shows the art here for Queen Belandir. Since the event lasts for 2 weeks and you can recharge it twice per week, we'll be getting 4 boss kills per guild. You just have to be in a level 30 guild in order to be able to do so. Then they have some updates with, say, the spectator mode. I assume this is particularly useful for then the tournaments to observe the battle, and the ability to share pins into the chat easier. I believe we already got that. And the removal of the mini-map in certain areas also comes with the moving of those icons. You can also now directly teleport to your guild's occupied boonstones and rift zones with that icon there, and you can favorite certain party queues. But then, yes, the update to the material transmutation. It has not been confirmed if we're already getting this. In my opinion, it does kind of make sense after we just got the Goblin event, which has already crashed the market value on these items, and this will give it a chance to not recover from that, allowing newer players to catch up with regards to getting this best in slot gear, probably for even cheaper than right now. I will say though, most of us have already offloaded the majority of our gear with material transmutation, and I'm sure the devs know it because we all wanted to push to get trait resonance fragments. So if this is coming this week, yeah, it feels a little bad with regards to that timing and seems definitely deliberate that we've all spent our resources and now they go and update them. But those of you concerned about the market, then yes, it won't crash that badly. But still, we don't know if this is confirmed to be actually happening for us. It would mean here in the armor update, rather than only having like this resistance stuff and the other gear that's coming from dungeons, would be getting updated, which does mean the drop rate on these would be even less when you include all those other items, probably down to less than 1%. But if we check the Korean server, I believe they already have quite a different material transmutation system. At tier 5, they get it at 10,000 points, and they have that 25% chance to get this. They don't have like we have, which is guaranteed, but we are spending 5 times the amount more points. And if we look at the drops in here, we can indeed see they don't have everything. They do have more drops than we do, including this Archboss exclusive helmet. But yeah, they don't have like the Vanguard set. They don't have like the Spectral set or the Imperial Tracker set. So that's why it would be getting updated. So we aren't fully sure what exactly will happen for us on Global. Just keep in mind again, Tier 2 has been out for a substantial amount of time, nearly a year now, on the Korean server versus us on Global, which has only been a few months. But as of late, we have been catching up pretty quick. So we could expect this to also occur this week for us. Now we look at some skill updates. So for Dagger, I believe this translates to the Assassin Step passive now only going to trigger after 10 seconds when your target dies, rather than being like indefinite. I could hit some enemy mob on the other side of the map, half an hour later it dies and I gain a speed boost. Crossbow, just a tooltip update, which I believe we already have received. Don't panic with regards to quickfire. This second specialization just means that it will activate at least once, rather than the wording on it was at least 4 times. It's basically the exact same thing, just a tooltip update. It will still trigger at least 4 times because it now says it will trigger the offhand activation at least once, which is addition to the normal 3 hits. Similarly, the wand, your full of corruption passive, I believe, will only trigger if the target dies after you've weakened them within 10 seconds. With a fix to Ray of Disaster that it won't say cancel if there's a height difference. And then with the Tevent daggers, they also had kind of a nerf where, again, your enemy has to die within 5 seconds of removing Camouflage Cloak to trigger and reset Camouflage Cloak. I assume you were able to just hit a guy, and even if you got an assist when the guy died after you left Camouflage Cloak, it could trigger and reset your Camouflage Cloak, even if you weren't anywhere near the guy and hadn't hit the guy actually when you left Camouflage Cloak. Of course, this would just be a very edge case with regards to timing. You'd have to be lucky for that to trigger, but perhaps they did for you and you noticed for some reason sometimes you were obtaining the reset on Camouflage Cloak when you didn't even kill your intended target yet. And I believe that's it. Bit of an update here for consoles, just so you can sort through your lists better. And again, Season 2 of Arenas will be ending at the end of the month. Still not confirmed for us on Global, but is for the Korean server, even though I believe we got the seasons at the same time, although they're on Season 3 and we're on Season 2. So ours could very well end then as well. There is then some event details. There's one here where you can try to catch a lucky fish, and this should give you a bunch of weapon mastery. This was indeed their promised event for us, so we're very likely to get it too. You're going to get your golden bait, and you have to head to a fishing spot, and you can essentially get a ton of weapon mastery. There'll be a check-in event where you get that lucky golden bait every day, and you can use 10 bait to make a 1 lucky golden bait, 70 times per character. You'll go to your event merchant in these 3 different villages. The event seemingly only lasts 1 week, and it seems to be like guaranteed. You'll always catch that lucky tricolor fish when you successfully fish using the lucky golden bait. And then I assume you open it and have a chance to obtain a minimum of 2,000 to 10,000 fishing experience, a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 10 weapon mastery seals worth 100,000 points. So you can get like 1,000,000 weapon mastery just with this one fish, but it's a chance between 100,000 and 1,000,000. In terms of the description for the Archboss event, that's here too, but honestly there's nothing really more that's added. Just again, your guild has to be level 30 or higher, and you will use a recharge stone to enter the guild raid and defeat the Archboss, and you can purchase it twice per week. But they didn't mention anything with regards to the change of the loot, versus the global website did mention that they would be rebalancing the rewards a little bit. Altered loot tables as you take on a trickier variant of this familiar foe, including new mechanics. But that is pretty much it for the Korean update notes. It will be very interesting to see if we do indeed get the update to the material transmutator to have, say, those field boss gear pieces. We also need them to add like the Archboss pieces too. Just like in the past, we had the Ring of Universal Power, which was originally a Queen Belandir only item, and that got added, and then the price kind of crashed on it. But that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and again, we'll have confirmation on all of this most likely tomorrow. So we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.